So one of the main ideas from Chapter 1 that stood out to me was that workplace diversity and heterogeneity aids in more efficient problem solving. And the quote I have to back this is from page 15 from the research done by Maddox and Galinsky, Sternberg, Tharp and Rader, and Tingtumi. And again, that's on page 15. And the quote is, according to creativity, research we learn more from people who are different from us than those who are similar to us. And I believe this is super important because different backgrounds come with different educations and different schooling. So we're not going to be taught in the same way, in the same theory, in the same manner, the same experiments. We're all going to be integrated together, but separately. We're going to have just different knowledge inside of our heads, you know? And we're going to have different beliefs and different traditions and different ways of viewing things and seeing things. And so one person might add to a conversation, and then their thought process just stops. They're stumped, you know? They don't know where else to go because they haven't studied any further. Whereas someone from a different culture might be able to add more to the conversation and be like, well, this is where your idea ends, but what if we added this to it? And then together, all these different people can come up with one solution that integrates the best of all the cultures, all the backgrounds, all the ethnicities. It's going to be a more efficient problem-solving solution, and it's going to please more people on a wider spectrum. And then my second idea for Chapter 1 is that technology is our primary way of learning new ideas and keeping connected to the outside world. And my quote for this idea comes from page 16, and the quote is, "The internet is the central hub, the channel that offers us a wide open space to communicate globally and to connect with individuals from diverse walks of life." And my personal support to back this quote, why I think it is so important, is the internet connects us on a larger scale than just researching or reading books ever could. Because although those books are important to understand the history and the past of these cultures, it's also only taking you into the history and the past of these cultures. You're not getting as much of the modern day, the present time. And so the internet allows us to connect in real time. And it allows us to communicate and to, FaceTime, emails, phone calls. All these things are quick internet exchanges. You don't have to send a letter and wait 3 days for them to get it and then wait 3 days for a response, you know? It's a direct gratification, you know? You want it now, you get it now. And that's what's so awesome about the internet, is with the click of a button, you can be connected to a huge spectrum of people. That, and it's also awesome because we have translators on our computers and on our phones and everything. So even though you're not speaking in your own native tongue, it can come across to you as if it is. And we're all seeing the same trends, the same celebrities, the same movies. The internet's giving us access to the world in the palm of our hands, basically. And every single person that has internet can reach the same things. So, say someone in China, and myself and I are seeing the same movie on screen. Though we may not have any other commonalities, we may not speak the same language or have the same religion or backgrounds or practices, we now both like the same movie. And so now we have this commonality between us, and it's going to be easier for us to approach each other. And I think that's an amazing thing to be able to integrate into the modern world. And for Chapter 2, one of my main ideas was speaking with verbal and nonverbal cues as discussed in symbolic exchange. And my quote for this comes from page 32, and the quote is, "Although verbal messages always include the use of nonverbal cues, such as accents and vocal intonations, we can use nonverbal messages such as touch without words." And the support I have to back this idea was that I just really think this is important because it allows us to communicate easier within a language barrier. We can smile to show agreement, or we can ruffle our brows when we're confused, you know? And just because you may not understand word for word what that person is saying, if you get the overall and it excites you and you enjoy it and you agree, you can, yes, you know, like they're going to understand that you get it. Whereas you might subconsciously do that and they're going to come across as, okay, clearly she's not getting it. How can I use my verbal body language, my words, and my nonverbal body language, and my words to convey my message more clearly? And the awesome thing about body language is that it's a global language. You know, it's not something only Americans understand, or only only Russians or only anything understand. We all get it. We all carry ourselves the same, and if you're standing like this, you're going to come across non-approachable, whereas you're open, you're going to be more approachable, and that's something that we all understand, and that's why I think that this idea is so important. It's super, super important to send nonverbal cues along with your verbal cues to really portray in the most efficient way what it is you're trying to say. And my second idea for chapter 2 is that flexible intercultural communication is key to obtain that mindset when you're interacting with those from a different cultural background. My quote for this second idea comes from page 36, and it is, "The cognitive layer refers to a willingness to suspend our ethnocentric judgment and readiness to be open-minded in learning about cross-cultural difference issues." I believe this is really a key concept, because without allowing your mind to be free of judgment from what the other person is saying, we remain in an ignorant state of mind. If we already have in our mind that we don't care, we're closed off, we're not going to completely listen to what this person is saying, We're not going to be open. How do we know that what they're saying is not going to be life-changing to us? Because we've already decided we don't care, so while we may physically be standing there, we're mentally shut down and not listening, and we've already decided that what they're saying is wrong and we are right. And that's just not something that's going to get you any further in life, and that's not going to produce efficient interactions as well. So when you enter it with an open mindset and you're willing to learn, you're eager and you're interested, and you just want to absorb everything this person can possibly give to you, and then reiterate back to them and clear any confusions, and then do the same to them and talk to them when they have an open mind, the two of you can learn and grow from each other, and you can integrate it into future endeavors and future interactions. And it's just going to be an awesome experience for everyone around. And so it's super important to just stay flexible with your mindset and not be closed off, and just be willing and ready to hear whatever they have to say to you. And yeah, those are my 4 ideas from the first 2 chapters. Thank you.